It's been about a year and a half since I released Eternal Penance, probably the first big overhaul mod for Spec Ops that changed character appearances, level names, weapon stats, everything of the sort. There were other stat changing and arsenal changing mods before then, but it was a huge overhaul using UPK Explorer to help. And since then, I've made a bunch of other mods. Stuff like the multiplayer weapons in single player, and my personal favorite, Permanent Revolution. Each time I was able to put lessons learned from the previous mod to use. And with this new update for Eternal Penance, called Rebirth, I'm hoping to apply those lessons once again, to flesh out the mod more, to address issues with it pointed out by different users, like Ghoulonoid had a really good review of the original Eternal Penance. To address problems with it, to do balance changes, adjust models, everything of the sort. So I'm going to do a rundown on the Rebirth update. What all it entails, what the goal is, and overall what I hope players get out of it.
They're coming up behind us!
Get to cover!
Shotgun heading this way!
Shotgun!
Gotta reload! Eyes on that hostile! We're moving from cover! Picking up a hostile frequency.
Let's hear it.
So, for those of you just tuning in who aren't as familiar with it, Eternal Penance is a horror-themed mod for Spec Ops, focusing on ammo conservation, survival horror, and fighting your way through the twisted hellscape of Walker's mind. In the story for the mod, Walker dies in the helicopter crash at the beginning of the game, sort of like what Walt Williams suggested in his book, Significant Zero. In the aftermath of that, Walker relives the worst days of his life in Dubai, and is forced to fight through the ghoulish new enemies that await him, including undead versions of the Insurgents and 33rd and other surprises that the city has up its sleeve. His only hope for escape is to relive these events and maybe make the right calls, if possible. So, for starters, the weapons. I liked some of their designs, the ones that I came up with Eternal Penance, even if I overdid some of the camo concepts. Rebirth is going to change the way some of these guns look, and additionally change their stats. The M4 AK-103, the SAW RPG, those are all staying the same. I liked them the way they were. I don't have any issues with them. Same with the SCAR. But others are getting overhauled. I wasn't too happy with them, and just throwing on a camo skin wasn't enough, in my opinion. Some big changes include the FAMAS and the TAR-21 swapping roles and using their beta models. So you'll see Lugo running around with a FAMAS without a scope, and you can pick up a TAR-21 with a red dot sight off enemies. This also goes for the squad loadouts, which are identical to the release ones, just with the stat changes affecting the guns. So Adams has his SAW back to help him fight better. Lugo has the equivalent to the TAR-21 here. There are also some changes to the guns on like a complete model basis. So the M9A1 uses the unused two-tone design with the beta textures to make it black, along with a rusted appearance for its suppressor. The Desert Eagle's been changed to the cut K2 Patriot pistol from the 2010 multiplayer beta. And the P90 has been changed to the PN120 submachine gun, which is like this MP5K looking futuristic weapon, also from the beta, though it uses the special skin from the reused model in Chapter 11. The Stare Scout has been given more of a tan look with a rusted barrel and an American flag scope. And there are plenty of other changes. I don't want to give them all away, but you can expect the guns to look more refined here. The lessons learned from modeling and doing textures really paid off in making the guns stand out more. The same goes for the enemies. Part of it is changing the fact that there were issues with the way the textures worked. Because of some memory saving attempts on my end, there would be times when enemies wouldn't show their proper textures and would just appear normally. Now I can't change all the models in all the levels because in Chapter 11, Chapter 8, I believe, those two have issues with the way models work. You can't just change the 33rd into different enemies, though you can still do a ton with texture modding, and that's what this aims to take advantage of, filling in gaps where enemies weren't changed so that changes will occur throughout the campaign, but also addressing it when it's not possible, so enemies still fit the style. This means expanding on existing skins like the Heavy having more of a fleshy appearance, the Headless enemy having this dark armor instead of the strange camo pink and gray pattern I'd gone for at first, the Medium Explosives enemy having a darker uniform, and more of the Elites having an overhauled design. So the regular Elite is a mix of an Insurgent with a burnt exterior with a walker's face on it. The Elite Explosives enemy is about the same, though I was able to make use of the 2 texture option for him, since I just reused the same texture for his body on his face. Now it can use different textures, which means that sometimes he'll appear with Riggs' face, or even Lugo's, or it'll just have a deliberately glitched appearance depending on the level, if there are no other textures available. The 33rd enemies are mostly the same with the Insurgents, though the enemy number 4, the Balaclava one, has gotten a bit of an overhaul. I just wasn't satisfied with the way he looked. Something another user pointed out was that at a distance you couldn't really tell the difference for enemies, so I've tried refining that. Same goes for the headgear and the other outfits. They were originally meant to look like lumps of burnt flesh, but that didn't come across well. They just looked kind of pink. So I redid the texture. Now they look more appropriately charred and messed up, even at a distance. The biggest thing are the balance changes. I wanted it to reward twitch-like reflexes, to reward you acting quickly, and to spook you when enemies flank you and throw you off. Aspects of the original mod about ammo conservation and everything else, that is staying, though some aspects are improved. There were guns that had way too much ammo available, like the M9A1 and the Uzi. They've been toned down without being fully nerfed. Some guns have been given better ammo reserves, and executions across the board give you more ammo, encouraging you to take more risks, and to be rewarded for getting up close with the enemy. Other guns have gotten complete overhauls, as needed. My favorite is the PN-120, the replacement for the P90. It has 60 rounds, the laser sight option, but it has not that good damage. It's meant to be like a death of 1,000 cuts kind of weapon, just whittling down enemies' health, and especially with headshots. Other guns that have been reworked include the Mark 47 Striker, or what used to be the MGL grenade launcher. It speaks for itself. I don't think I need to go into much detail about why this one's unique. The TAR-21 and FAMAS have also had some slight tweaks, mostly to balance them out better and to reflect the fact that they can be found a little more easily depending on the situations you're in. The AK also got a nerf because it's good, but it wasn't meant to carry players throughout the entire game, and I feel like the original mod kind of did that with the high ammo reserve and high magazine size. Biggest change is enemy speed, though. Enemies are very aggressive and very quick when flanking. They will get up in your face and cause problems for you. Walker and his squad have higher health to get around some issues with enemy damage and enemy flanking, but it doesn't change the fact that enemies will get up in your face more frequently, especially the commandos, the knife runners. They will be your toughest enemies, so to speak. They can't absorb a ton of damage, but they can sprint from point A to point B in record time and absolutely mess you up unless you're moving quickly to intercept them. If you get frustrated, it's probably because of these guys, but they're meant to force you out in the open and they're meant to cause problems. When you see them, they become your biggest priority because of how much damage they do and because of how fast they are. Speed buffs vary though. The regular 33rd enemies are the fastest, the elites and insurgents not so much. In order to preserve balance, it wouldn't be fair since the elites are tankier and the insurgents are your first enemies, so you wouldn't want to just be thrown in the deep end already. I'm not sure when the update will be released. I'm still testing and refining aspects of it, but so far things are going well. I'm looking forward to eventually releasing it and doing a playthrough or something like that. As for what's going to happen with the original version of Eternal Penance, it's staying up. It's going to be the Legacy version. The new Rebirth version is going to be released alongside of it, so you can pick and choose since the gameplay is different. I'd like to go through it and to do more with it to show off whatever I can, because I hope players have fun with it. There are a lot of little details being put in, like a new loading screen, some new menu decorations, and so on, to immerse players further, to go even further than the original mod, using different things I learned from making it and from making Permanent Revolution. And hope you guys are there for launch to check it out. Thanks for watching, and take care.
Get ready. The roof! Fuck! Shoot the roof! Everyone back now! Come on, Lugo. Get your ass up! You heard him! Back up right now! I said back the fuck up! Hurry up, Walker! Breathe, Lugo! They ain't taking a hit! God damn it, breathe! How's he doing? Answer me, Walker! Come on, Lugo! Is he breathing? Move back, or I will open fire! Damn it. These assholes ain't stopping, Walker! They're boxing us in! Damn it, Lugo! You better fucking pray he makes it! Let me take him, Walker! Sir, permission to open fire! I need you to give the word! Walker! Give me the fucking word!